Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. We're here today with our last Cabral HouseCall of the weekend, getting into your questions. Each and every week we get so many questions at the Ask Cabral, and I know many of you know by now you can get same-day answers at cabralsupportgroup.com or by simply searching for your topic at stevencabral.com/podcast. So definitely take advantage of that because that's an easy way to try to get same day answers. And then, yes, always happy to answer the additional questions right here on the show. Always just like to do that as an intro because we have so many new listeners every single week coming in that they may not know about it. So I appreciate everybody who's been with me for years now. Allowing me to give that introduction. Well, what we do here is we answer all things wellness, weight loss, anti-aging. I have to give you the disclaimer, no medical advice, no medical treatment plans, no medical diagnosis, no medical cures. But what we're gonna do is hopefully something even better. We're gonna look for the underlying root causes as to why you may have these symptoms in the first place of dis-ease in the body. So without further ado, let's dive into today's questions. The first one's coming from Joseph. And Joseph says, hey, doctor, I've been a huge fan for about 4 years now and I'm feeling great. I take the daily nutritional support and the daily fruit and vegetable blend every day. I'm 50 years old and very active and I play sports a few days a week and hit the gym a few days a week. I had my testosterone checked a couple months ago, thinking it might be too high since I'm active and always feel pretty good. When I got my results back, it was the complete opposite. It was very low, only a 40. My health coach thought I need to work on lowering my stress, so put me on Adrenal Soothe. Is there any other steps I should take and when I should test again? Thanks so much for all you're doing. Yeah, happy to help. You know, one thing is that this is why, though, keep in mind, there are different body types that are naturally producing different levels of testosterone. So, you know, we don't want you low. 40 is pretty low. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm disagreeing with the health coach, agree with the health coach. But, you know, it's so important that you know your baseline. That's why I always recommend people run the Big 5 labs. Don't wait till you're sick to run the Big 5 labs. Run them now so you know where you're at baseline-wise, and you can see if something's starting to get more of an issue, but also 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know what kind of your normal is. Because, you know, some guys 70 or 80 is like totally normal for their testosterone. Some 100, 110, others at the high end range of like 130, 140. So it's like, you know, what works for you. So we may never need to get you to 100. You might be good at 70. And so I just want you to know that because like you're feeling good. And if you're feeling good, I don't want you to think that you need to start doing testosterone replacement therapy. You don't. You're feeling good, you're active, you're strong. I mean, if everything's good, you're good. Like, I just want people to know that. There's no need to start with any type of hormonal-based therapy, unless there's actually something wrong and you've done all the natural-based things to try to bring it up. Okay, so what your health coach was saying is not wrong. You probably use Adrenal Soothe based on your labs. I can't tell you when to use it, but you know, on your labs, if you were high cortisol all day, sure, maybe you'll do it at lunch, and then maybe you'll do 2 at dinner. You'll probably use full spectrum magnesium, maybe 1 at lunch, maybe 2 at dinner. Again, I can't tell you exactly what to do. Making sure that you're getting your 1.5 hours of deep sleep and 2 hours of REM. Hopefully you'll join my HPH program, which is going to be coming out in another month or so. And we can go deeper on that, you know, if you want as well. We can actually talk about that on workshops and all sorts of fun things there. So that's that. And then just trying to, reduce stress. I agree with the health coach. I think you're on the right track. Using the sleep help support protocol if you need to at night. It's mostly an overnight thing to boost those testosterone levels, which then should be highest in the morning. And always make sure you take your lab results in the morning. All right. So keep on keeping on. Sounds like you're doing great. Couple tweaks. We'll have you right there. All right, Wendy's up next. Hi, Dr. Rawl. I was diagnosed with hypereosinophilic syndrome in early 2021. My body produces too many white blood cells and attacks my skin and organs. It's a rare autoimmune disease that I'm told there is no cure. My skin is my main issue, and I have been on meds and antihistamines. Steroids was the double-edged sword. That was the worst, as it helped with my hives and itch, but gave me cataracts, thinning hair, and weight gain. I finally tapered down to 0 steroids and 1 immune suppressant that seemed to work until my joints started to hurt me so bad I felt like I was older than 55. So I tapered off those, and now I'm only on my vitamins and eating healthy. My rash is coming back, and nights are becoming sleepless again. Please advise with any advice. Thank you. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Like, again, always, I know that you're writing into me, which I appreciate. Always get a second opinion. This is conventional medicine speak. That's it. Hypereosinophilic syndrome. It's just a name that they gave to a collection of symptoms. Eosinophils are a specific type of white blood cell that become heightened whenever there's poor adrenal function, there are food sensitivities, there are environmental sensitivities, there's sometimes asthma, allergies, yes, with particular autoimmune issues, but oftentimes, what does this mean? Like sometimes it can show up as eczema, et cetera. Well, there's oftentimes imbalanced stress levels, poor adrenal function, and gut issues. Like I had this, right? I had this specific issue as well. So what I want to do is make sure that you understand is that there's always an underlying root cause. You probably didn't have hypereosinophilic syndrome at 8 years old. Now, I was certainly more prone to producing higher levels of eosinophils, as well as producing more mast cells. That's in my genetics. So there's no doubt about that. It's not that you're not maybe genetically predisposed, but not to this level. Now, am I telling you to come off your medications and forget about all that? No, I know that that's where you are doing now. But what I want to share with you is this. Again, if you haven't already run some at-home lab tests to get a second opinion, please do so. Look for the underlying root cause. Run the bacteria and parasite stool test. Run the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. Well, basically, if you can, run the big 5 plus the bacteria and parasite stool test if you're able to. That's what I would do. For serious health issues, that's what I would do, especially autoimmune, all right? Because you're going to be able to figure it out. You're going to rebalance your gut. You're going to rebalance your HPA axis, which is basically the adrenals. You're going to remove the food sensitivities, like all the different things. And if you want, like it depends on how deep you want to get. If you want to get deep into this, look into becoming an IHP. Get the information for yourself. Go deep. That's at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. So you can get as deep as you want. And we'll be here to help however you want us to, okay? Jessica's up next. Hi, Dr. Paul. Thank you for all the content you put out. I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful for everything you do to help the community. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate that. My question is about cyclic acne, specifically on my back. I think that's supposed to say cystic acne. Probably just a little typo, no big deal. I've heard that your gut health is directly linked to your skin. I've run a few 7-day detoxes and noticed it improves when I run the detox. I've also noticed that the acne only shows up in the winter when I'm exposed to less sun. I live in Colorado. When I have a tan and more sun exposure, it almost completely disappears. I'm taking 2,000 IUs of vitamin D in capsule form a day, and I've recently quit drinking alcohol, and I've been working towards healing my gut. I was hoping you might have some insight on what is going on and how I can heal this issue. Thank you. Yeah, I have many shows on cystic acne, like so many shows. It can be hormonal, it can be lack of vitamin A, it can be lack of vitamin D, it can be gut issues, it can be bacterial-based issues. So yeah, you name it, we've seen it, and we can certainly help, right? So what does the detox do? Like, why does the Equal Life Detox help so much? Well, basically what it's doing is it's helping your liver detox faster all of the toxicity in your blood. That's a big part of it. It's also removing the greatest food sensitivities. That's part of it as well, because those can also imbalance hormonal-based issues. So my recommendation, again, when there's kind of these mystery-based issues, and acne is one of those, if you can run the big 5 with the stool test, do that. If you can't, well, then you're probably going to run in this order: bacteria and parasite stool test, Candida metabolic and vitamins test, stress, mood, and metabolism, then the minerals and metals test, then the food sensitivity, and then the inflammation. Like that's kind of the order, so you can kind of choose what works for you. I just know as a bundle, you get a greater discount, all right? So that's where we'd start. Again, lots of free podcasts on cystic acne, but they all revolve around rebalancing the gut microbiome, the stress overall in the body, which affects the hormones like estrogen levels. You can look up estrogen dominance and so many more. So, vitamin D, you're on the right step. Again, the lab testing will tell you if 2,000 IUs is enough. Probably not. Most adults need 4,000 IUs. So that's 8 drops of our new liquid formula. And that may be helpful as well. All right. Chelsea's up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. Question about infrared saunas. Whenever I use my sauna bag, my Oura Ring detects a workout and calorie burn of 200 calories or so. Is this real? If so, exactly, how is that happening here? And is it the same stimulus as a workout, and why? Second question, unrelated. What's your take on hydrogen in water? And when you travel, is there a portable filter you use, or do you buy spring water? Okay. So yeah, here's the amazing thing. Saunas act as cardio on your body. It's pretty wild. So people can burn up to 500 calories in a 40 to 50 minute infrared sauna session. Pretty remarkable. Here's why. When you are in heat, it increases the stress on your body. So your body now is working to thermoregulate your body temperature, your internal temperature, right? So if you walk into 150 degrees, 160 degrees, whatever it might be, your body says, well, this is way too hot, right? And it's working now to reduce core temperature, so your internal temperature doesn't get too high, but also there's a stress response. And that stress response is actually increasing then norepinephrine and potentially cortisol as well. And that's getting the heart rate pumping a little bit higher and faster. So yes, the calorie burn is real and it's remarkable. And it actually does work for everything from detoxification to cleaning out the pores, to fat burning, and much more. So that's why I'm a huge advocate of sauna, huge advocate. You can see my recommended saunas at stephencabral.com/resources. All my favorites are right there. All right, when I travel, I'm gonna do a separate podcast on hydrogen water. I've actually already talked about it before, so if you wanna go to stephencabral.com/podcast, type in hydrogen water, you can. I don't wanna get too deep on it right now because there's so many different hydrogen companies, so I have to tell you exactly what to look for if you wanna start to get into it, how to make your own hydrogen-based water at home instead of buying it. So I'll go into that on a separate podcast for sure. I'll make a note of that. And then when I travel, do I use a portable filter? No, so at my house, I'm playing with a new filter as well for my drinking water. So you know I have my Berkey. I've talked about that for many years. I mean, how important is that? Did you see what's going on? And I know this will be recorded a little bit after, but what's going on in Ohio right now with all the chemicals in the air and the water coming down and the actual water potentially coming out of the tap at like 900 parts per million of like particulate in it. So this is why I just think that having a Berkey or a water filter and not trusting your tap water is so important. I mean, it's a dangerous game to play. You always find out way too late when you're drinking tap water. And I don't feel bad about saying this because a water filter is not that expensive. I mean, it's an upfront commitment, don't get me wrong, but a lot of these things have like Afterpay or whatever they're called. You can kind of make like payments over 6 months. And so you can spread that out. And then you won't be, again, what's more important really than the water you're drinking, bathing, showering in, as well as the food that you eat. So in the air that you breathe, that's why I'm a big fan of air filters as well. And you can see all the recommendations I have for water filters and air filters at stephencabral.com/resources. All right, so what do? I don't actually bring my Berkey or other filters with me. I buy spring water. And so that's it. And if I'm able to, like I'm going on a drive right now to actually speak at an event. It's about 3 hours away, so I figure I drive instead of fly. I'm just not a huge fan of airports. So, and all the people and everything, it gets wild, the security. So if I can, I just bring my own water, which is really nice. So I bring my own and we're good to go. So hopefully that was helpful, Chelsea. But yes, I typically, if I land, I make a trip to Whole Foods or Sprouts or any one of these places and I get some fresh spring water. All right, let's do one more question. Can we do one more question? Yeah. This one is from Anonymous. It says, "Hi, Dr. Ball. I've been listening to the podcast for years and it transformed my life." Thank you, Anonymous. I'm happy to hear that worked for you. I mean, that's all. I love hearing the success stories, so I'm glad it's helped. I realized that I'm a Vata Pitta dosha and that I had a candida and bacterial imbalance that has led to leaky gut, digestive discomfort, sensitivity to foods and environment, skin issues, and hair loss. I started taking Neem tea 2 months ago to help with the bacterial imbalance and has been super helpful. I'd love to purchase a CBO protocol, but I won't be able to afford it anytime soon. Do you think the Neem will be enough to heal in combination with diet, meditation, and sleep? If not, what else would you recommend in the meantime? Until I'm able to purchase the CBO protocol. Appreciate all you do and your team do. I'm happy to help with this. So yeah, understood. The CBO protocol probably breaks down to about $100 per month over the 12 weeks. So I totally get it. Neem is great. It really is. So, what are helpful? Well, Neem, oregano, clove, like those are great antimicrobials. What they don't have are what the CBO has, which is the biofilm disruptors, which really allow you to get deeper into the bacteria and the yeast, as well as the specific non-pathogenic yeast, which starts month 1, and then the specific probiotics that we layer in there. So you always just do the best that you can. That's it, right? You do the best that you can with what you have. When I was first starting out in natural health, we could only afford 2 of the at-home lab tests. So we did 2 at-home lab tests. Then in about 4 to 6 months, we did another 1 to 2. And we started to just kind of chip away. And so that's my recommendation. I mean, if you're starting to feel some benefit from the Neem, fantastic, right? Maybe some oregano drops. Those won't be maybe too expensive. So you can start to add some oregano with the Neem. Now, again, you won't have the biofilm disruptor, but maybe you could purchase just the Florafilm, at Equalife. Again, I'm not telling that it has to be at Equalife. I'm just trying to let you know like what works. I mean, the CBO protocol, I can't recommend anything but it because it's multifaceted. It's biofilm disruptor. It's the antimicrobials that we're talking about right now. And then it's how to actually replenish the gut so that the yeast and bacteria doesn't just rebuild, right? Doesn't just come back. So that is what I recommend, but I totally get it. I understand where you're at. I was there as well. So you do what you can with what you have at this moment in time, and you just build upon that. And it sounds like you're doing great. I mean, it really does. So keep on keeping on. Really proud of you and all the work that you're putting in. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in today here to the show. Let me know if there's any additional questions, how you like the show. You can always just leave it right in the comments below. And I'll be back tomorrow with the best start to the week, our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.